After being delayed in Europe, Mega Evolution is finally here. This set combines cards from the Japanese expansions Mega Brave and Mega Symphonia. We haven't seen Mega Evolved Pokemon since X and Y Evolutions back in 2016, so it's awesome to see them return. Mega Evolution also showcases some absolutely incredible illustrations. It's tough to pick a favorite between the Gardevoir, Latias and Lucario, but by no means should we disregard the illustration rares from this set. The Riolu, Snover and Delibird are my personal favorites. Last but certainly not least, Mega Evolution introduces a brand new type of rarity, the Mega Ultra Rare cards. How's it going, everybody? Ben from basesetmew here and welcome back to the channel. In this video I will be opening some Mega Evolution packs, German packs at that, and also 2 German mini tins, because, as like I said in the intro, Mega Evolution was delayed in Europe. I think it released 2 weeks ago, but I got lucky enough and found some packs for MSRP. Where else but my local grocery store? Shout out to my local grocery store, stocking more cards than my local game store actually, which is kind of funny. Alright. Oh, I actually haven't seen the Neo Pokemon Live Code cards. I like the background, look at that. Very, very nice. So, let's jump straight in as I already ripped open the first pack and see what we can find in this one. And I hope this time around I remember to maybe point out why certain cards are named what they are in German. Hopefully I remember. What the frick, are you kidding me? On the first pack an SAR? Or is... what? My brain stopped working for a second there again. Are you kidding me? By the way, these are loose packs. I picked them out randomly out of a booster box they had sitting there. Holy moly, we pulled a special illustration rare. We have Lillie, spelled a little bit differently in German, but you know, still the same name. I was not expecting to pull in special illustration rare, and much less in the first pack. Here we go, the new code cards. Okay, this is, in a long time, a pretty good pull. Yo, that looks pretty cool. I still need this one in Japanese, mind you, but if I have it in English now, I might just stick to the English version, because the Japanese version, while it does look better in terms of texture and everything, I'm pretty sure it's more expensive, because for full art trainers, always kind of weird. In English and other languages, the full art trainers are usually cheaper than in Japanese, whereas with Pokemon special illustration rares, usually the Pokemon are cheaper in Japanese as compared to English. I've no idea what it is with this one, I'll have to check, but that is a really, really cool pull. Holy moly, a special illustration rare in the first pack? Are you serious? That is insane. I don't even know what else to expect from these now. Hopefully we can pull at least one of my... I want to say 3 illustration rares, but realistically there's only 2 you can pull, because the Riolu I mentioned in the opening is actually a promo in English, whereas opposed to Japanese where you can normally pull it from a, from a normal pack. So that is, I'm still stunned. Right, I think this is a perfect opportunity to tell you why that Pokemon is named Stalos. We know Steelix because Stahl is the German word for steel. And then the loss is just, you know, a little extra, just like Steel X, right? Just a little extra beyond the normal name. Yo, okay. The Mega Mawile right here. The Mawile, look at this one. Mawile also kind of an interesting name, because Mawile is the English name, obviously. Flunkiefer, the word Kiefer actually means like maw in that sense. And Flunk is like a shortened version of Flunkern, which is the German word for lying, and I'm pretty sure Flunkiefer or Mawile does learn the attack, what is it, Fake Tears? I'm stumbling across all my words, I feel like, because that special illustration rare pull, the Lillie, that completely shocked me. Okay. Let's see what else we can pull in here. As I said, we can't really expect much else, right? We pulled in special illustration rare, so I'm really happy about that one. Maybe we can pull a, an art rare, or we just pull another full art. Yo, okay, the box where these packs came from must have been stacked. We pulled a Mega Kangama or Kangaskhan. You know, this is Pretty sure it's consistent of the word kangaroo, which is kangaroo, and Mama, which is the German word for mom. So there we go, Genghis Khan. Right here, very, very cool. I'll get that sleeved up in a second, gonna show off. Alright, getting sleeved up right there. There you go, yo, a full art and a special art rare or special illustration rare. That is insane. I really hope you enjoy this video. I've been planning to do more of these, you know, probably open more German packs, because, well, first of all, they're mostly for me available for MSRP, not all, but most of them. And I do love teaching people about the different languages. A lot of you seem to really enjoy that from what I can tell. I've already seen that on other videos. OKJ Love Crystal Collects. Crystal Collects a really, really good example of explaining the words and the names for certain Pokemon in different languages. So that's kind of my inspiration here, and why not do it for German, right? Ooh, by the way, Inferno X, you know, a set that I actually avoided because it's still way too expensive. It's also like rising in price instead of dropping for some reason currently. So, okay, we have the Lopunny by Oswaldo Cato. I haven't seen this card before. And the German name Schlappohr is actually a play on words on Lopunny's ears. So Schlapp is like a word for, in this sense, of like something like just hanging there, dangling there. And then Ohr is the shortened version of ear. So there you go. There you go. That's the German name for that card. That looks pretty cool by Oswaldo Cato. Let's see what we can pull in here. Ooh, an Ultra Ball. A Raikou. Very cool. And a Yveltal. So some of the names, especially for legendaries, from what I can tell, aren't changed. Most of them are still the same. I do know the first generation legendary birds. Those ones were changed, apart from Zapdos. Zapdos kept actually the exact same name, but Articuno was changed to Arctos, and then Moltres was changed to Lavados. So there we go. Let's see. Hopefully we can pull one illustration rare, because I've actually forgotten which ones are in here. I do know my favorite ones, you know. Oh, here we go. The Manguspector. I would love to explain the name, but I'm afraid I'm not knowledgeable enough to know what this consists of. It's, what is the English name? Yangoose, I'm pretty sure. I can't see the connections between these ones, but that is pretty cool. Look at this one. Look at that one. We actually pulled an art rare or illustration rare. All right, and we have a Cinderace here. So what I can tell, the German name Libalo seems to be a play on words on the German word for a, was it defense player in football, which is libero, or is that the goalie? I've forgotten. But that seems to be a play on word on that, because, you know, Cinderace is literally kicking a fireball, right? That seems to be a play on word on that. Still pretty cool. Look at that one. I wonder if we... Hang on. So we have never gotten a Cinderace alternate art, right? Or am I missing something? I'm pretty sure we never did. I have to think back, but I'm pretty sure we didn't get a single special art, alternate art, or even illustration rare for Cinderace, or the other, well, the other starters, we'll see. I do have to do some research on that, because Cinderace is actually a pretty cool Pokemon. You know, playing football and all that, that's cool. Here we have Boss's Orders. Let's see what else we can find. A Tinkaton. We got another Boss's Orders with Spaghettis, and another Stalos or Steelix right here. And here is the code card for that one. I do wonder, with the release of Pokemon TCG Pocket, you know, like at this point ages ago, you know, eons in technology terms, I wonder if most players are still playing TCG Live. I know the games are completely different. It's like comparing real Yu-Gi-Oh! To, like, what is it, Speed Duels, or what was the other one? From Duel Links, that's the one on mobile. I guess you can't really compare them. The only thing they share is the cards, and in terms of Team Pokemon TCG Pocket, not even that, because the cards in that game are different from whatchamacallit, from the cards in the actual game, because they have to balance around, like, you know, only having a bench of 3 and then 1 active, right? So they kind of have to balance around them. Kyogre, very cool. So the cards are a little bit different in terms of attacks and HP. Maybe it's just the luck. Maybe it's just the luck of Lillie watching over our opening, so that we can pull something amazing. I mean, even though we already did, right? We already did. Got a Lopunny again. The Lopunny, whatchamacallit, special artware that I actually bought from Inferno X. I think that one will release in Phantasmal Flames, is the set after this in English, right? I already have that in Japanese because it was surprisingly cheap, honestly. I guess everyone opening Inferno X is really chasing the Charizard either version, right? Either the special artware or the golden version. And that means all of the other illustrations, apart from the Oricorio, are actually very affordable. So the Lopunny actually only cost me around 20 euros if you count with shipping. Without shipping it was like 15 euros. So that is incredibly cheap, but it's not the only one. The Sharpedo is also pretty cheap. Also looks pretty cool, but I don't think I will add that to my binder. I already added the Lopunny. We'll see what else I add to it. Let's see. From the loose packs, nope, just another Cinderace. But we really can't complain, right? Alright, but we still have 2 mini-tins to contend with. I went with the Latias and Gardevoir because, well, Gardevoir is cool and Latias is cool, and they're both Gen 3 Pokemon, even though they're technically in their Mega Evolved form, so technically not Gen 3. But we'll ignore that fact because underneath, if you will, they're still the same Pokemon, right? They're still Gardevoir, they're still Latias. It's not like a completely new form. They can't keep that form, which would actually be kind of interesting. That's what I love about randomizers. Because if you set up a Nuzlocke randomizer, as I've done multiple times, you can actually set an option to also encounter Mega Evolved Pokemon, and typically they will keep their form once you catch them, which makes them really, really strong, if you can imagine. Alright. Well, the contents of these mini-tins is always the same. Actually, no, I wasn't expecting Journey Together in this one. That's actually pretty cool. I'll have to see what the pull rates in Mega Evolution are. Because if they're actually good, then these mini-tins should be a pretty good deal, right? Because you get Journey Together, which is an incredible set, and you also get, Mega Evolution. If the pull rates are good, that could be a recipe for a win, right? That could be such a good recipe. Let's see. Also nice that we get to open more than just Mega Evolution, but let's see what we can pull in these mini-tins. Not holding my breath because I haven't had the best of luck with mini-tins. Well, then again, I do open them very rarely, but we'll see. What is this? That's just a Xerneas. Look at that one. Still pretty cool. Let's see. Journey Together. Coincidentally, I still need the Lillie's Clefairy from this one. I want to buy that in Japanese, but, if we pull it in here, you know what that means. I won't be buying the Japanese version that way. I'll just stick to the German version for that one. Let's see. Pelipper. We've got a Klinklang. We've got En's Castle. We've got a, what is this, Super Potion? We've got a Piloswine. And we've got a Volcanion EX. Okay. Just a normal double rare, but still very, very nice. And here's the code card for that one. Alright, one last mini-tin, and then we're already done with the opening. Let me get this out, and yep, the same packs, Journey Together and Mega Evolution, which is very, very nice. Here we have a sticker just with the other one featuring Mega Gardevoir, of course, and then we have an information card right here if we turn it around. And as you can see, it's written a little bit differently as compared to English, but it's still the same name, I would say. So there is no hidden meaning in this one, I would say. But there we are. Let's end it with Journey Together. Let's open this Mega Evolution pack up right here and see what we can find in this one. We can find another illustration rare. The Steelix seems to be pretty popular from what I can tell, the illustration rare. Seems also to be really hard to pull from what I have read from different people. So we'll see. Spiritomb, which is named Krupuk in German, no idea why. That's another name I don't get. I have no idea. I mean, I guess they can't use Spiritomb because it's like too close to English, right? So they had to come up with a different name, but I have no idea where that name comes from. No clue. I also have no idea why Noivern and Noibat are named this. No clue. Don't ask me. Not a single clue why they named that. Still feels kind of odd, right? I mean, some of these names are kind of odd, but then some of them do make sense, as I've explained. Let's see if I can explain one more. Let's see what we have here. We have a Desporta, or Tyranitar in English. Afraid I can't explain this name. I don't really see the meaning to this one. I was going to say, maybe it's a play on word on Devastate, but no, Devastate is an English word, so that wouldn't make sense. No clue where that name came from, but there we are. Welp, I would still say, even though these last few packs didn't have anything, it was all in the very first packs, which is kind of insane, right? Holy moly, I did not expect that we would pull a special illustration rare in this one. And the Lillie at that. Look at this one. Holy moly. Yeah, this one is going straight into my binder. I think I won't even bother with the Japanese version now that I've pulled this one. Nice, very, very nice. And then the Mega Kangaskhan Full Art is just an extra cherry on top, right? That booster box where these loose packs came from must have been absolutely stacked. Holy moly. Well, but that does it for this video. If you enjoyed this one, then please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, then give it a thumbs down. Tell me in the comments below what you didn't like, so I can try to fix it for future videos. Other than that, right here is the video you think is best suited for you. Right here's the subscribe button. Click this one first, then click this video. Check out any of the other videos in the description below, and I hope we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Peace, peace, take care.